What's up, guys? Welcome back to Thugged Out Thursday, your TLG weekly commentary. Now, today's video, we're going to talk about the game that you're currently watching in the background called For Honor. I've been obsessed with this game pretty much since I played the beta for it. I've already started to compete within its esports scene through GameBattles.com. And I just wanted to make a quick review or impressions video for you guys in order to help you kind of make a more educated decision on whether or not you want to buy it, because I think it's a great title. But before we get into that, just like in every episode, quick shout out to our Thug of the Week, gamertag Chaotic Wolf TLG. Now, this guy has been a longtime supporter and fan of the TLG brand, but more importantly, he's been a great friend that has helped me make quite a few videos. You guys have probably noticed him in a couple of them. And in all honesty, through my experience, he is one of the kindest people I have ever met through Xbox Live, and his generosity is even further demonstrated through his job as a security officer. So I just wanted to say thank you, man, for being a positive role model to the gaming community. You definitely deserve a shout out. Now, if you yourself want to get the Thug of the Week, or perhaps nominate one of your friends or family members, all you have to do is send me an email to thuglifegaming@gmail.com letting me know what makes you a thug. So let's kick things off by talking about the multiplayer. What are the pros and cons? Well, for starters, the gameplay in For Honor is centered around a melee combat system that'll have you either attacking or defending in 3 different directions: up, left, and right. And the simplicity of this system is really contrasted by how complex each character's moveset, combo, and abilities are. Take, for example, the character that I'm currently playing as, named Orochi. Throughout the footage, you're gonna see me, performing spinning attacks, overhead strikes, and then some really cool things like throwing daggers, a longbow, and then I have an arrow storm that you see later on in the footage, which pretty much shoots down a barrage of arrows onto the enemies. It's kind of an AoE attack, but it's really fun, really cool, and certain characters don't have this ability. So as a new player experiencing this game, you're going to be able to pick it up and start to play it and learn how to play basically within the first hour or two. But because of how complex each individual character is with their moveset and combos, it's going to take you a while to master, and that's a really good thing. Now, as far as level design is concerned, Ubisoft has again outdone themselves, and I've been a huge fan of their work over the last few years, especially on games like Rainbow Six Siege, and For Honor is no exception. Every single map in this game is beautiful and I don't mind playing, which usually isn't the case. Games like Halo, Gears of War, Call of Duty, or even Mortal Kombat for that matter, always seem to have a map, level, or stage that I absolutely despise. But that isn't the case for this game. Every level is filled with incredible detail, and when you take into consideration the many setting changes from daytime, nighttime, snow, rain, or fog, each time I loaded up a new match, I gotta admit, it always seems to feel fresh. Now, regardless of what game type you prefer playing, whether it's elimination based like the 1v1 or 2v2, or if it's objective based like the Dominion match you're currently watching in the background, at the end of each one, you're allowed to contribute towards taking over territories on the faction map, which is in the background of your menu screen. Depending upon how well the faction that you chose has performed over a period of time, you can be rewarded with really cool cosmetic items. Honestly, it's one of my favorite aspects of this game, and I hope to see them further expand upon it in a future update. Now, speaking of which, let's talk about the cons that need to be addressed in a future update. The first of which is connectivity issues. You'll find that 1 out of every, 4 to 5 matches, either someone on your team, most likely a friend, or someone on the opposing team is going to lag out, which half the time causes the entire match to completely drop and you get brought back to the main menu. If this was happening every now and then, honestly, I wouldn't care. It's Xbox Live, we're playing with people across the world. Don't take it for granted, that's awesome. But it happens so frequently in this game that it does affect the quality of your online experience, I gotta admit. In fact, the reason why I chose to use this background footage is because I wanted to showcase this very issue. You'll notice here in a second a drop in frame rate, and just know that it has nothing to do with my connection or my capture card. Just ask anybody that has played this game for a day and they'll tell you how often they're experiencing lag. Now, other than that, there's only really one other issue that I have with For Honor, and it's in regards to what is basically pay-to-play microtransactions. The idea that somebody can have the advantage over me depending upon how much money they want to spend on achieving specific gear stats is not only outrageously stupid, but frankly, it pisses off a huge portion of this game's player base. Now, granted, you do have to level up a little bit before doing this, but you can't help but feel a little frustrated knowing that somebody can essentially purchase and upgrade all of the gear that just took you weeks of grinding out to get. Luckily, this isn't an issue in the 1v1 and 2v2 playlist because gear stats are turned off in those. And it is rumored that the divisional ranked playlist that everybody, including myself, is very hyped for, also is going to have gear stats turned off. So I mean, it's definitely not the end of the world, it's not a game killer, but I do feel as if it's something they need to address. Now, there is something that we haven't covered that you guys have sent me a few messages asking about, and that is the campaign. Truthfully, the voice acting, main characters, and plot are pretty bad. And each mission is extremely linear, meaning you just go from point A to point B. But with that being said, somehow this game manages to be pretty damn fun. And that's why, in my own personal opinion, I look at it as a simple value add. If you have a day or two with one of your buddies where you know you guys are just going to sit back, chill out, and play video games all day, hop into the campaign, put it on the hardest difficulty, and start it up. Because number one, the environments that you play in are epic as hell. Number two, you're going to be unlocking a bunch of achievements. And number three, at the end of each chapter, you unlock cosmetic items that carry over into the multiplayer. If none of those things particularly tickle your fancy, then maybe that isn't a route for you to go, but it's definitely worth trying out. There you have it though, guys. That is my honest opinion, quick review of For Honor. It's not perfect, but I'm absolutely obsessed with it, so expect to see much more content for it here on TLG. Let me know what you thought of it with a comment below. Click that thumbs up button, share the video with your friends, and subscribe if you're digging the content. But I'll see everybody here in a couple of days. Keep living that life, because that is what thugs do. I'm out of here, guys. Take it easy.